I'm not sure I want to be here, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to Football Therapy with me, your host, Jan. Chelsea have just drawn away to Brighton in the Premier League. 1-1, the same scoreline as the game at Stamford Bridge. And they deserve it, man. And we're going to talk about the stats and we're going to talk about the game a little bit more. But, ladies and gentlemen, headlines. Chelsea have earned 2 points out of the last available 12. We've had 1 clean sheet in the last 11 games. Deep that for a second. What made Thomas Tuchel's Chelsea great? You know, he could score a good goal here and there, but no one scored against us. No one. No. 1 clean sheet in 11 games. We're going to get through it together. This is your football therapy, alright? We're going to be okay, friends. On that, I'd urge you to drop a like and subscribe. Ding, ding. We're going to get better. Things are going to be okay. An awful result. I'm feeling pretty, toxic from it. I'm going to talk about the game. We started in a 4-2-2-2 formation and we ended in a 4-2-3-1 after making a triple substitution. Originally starting with Arita Balaga in goal, of course, Mendy away at AFCON, Rudiger and Silva as the centre-backs, Alonso and Azpilicueta as the full-backs. We'll talk about their performances in just a moment. And then we had Jorginho and Kante in the midfield, and we had Lukaku and Hudson-Odoi kind of up front in a 2, and Mount and Ziyech were those sort of 2 wingers behind kind of thing, and there was a lot of rotation. We ended up with Havertz, Werner and Kovacic coming on as well, and for all the love, I mean, I'm going to talk about player performances, but for all the love Werner's been getting, he looks like a man who has not been playing football. We started awful, we looked bad. Ziyech was awful until he scored, and then from the 28th minute when he scored to the end of the first half, he looked really good. He was doing nice little touches, passes to people that weren't receiving them properly. But then the second half started and he became bad again. The equaliser came on the 60th minute. McAllister assisting Webster on a set piece, and we've got half an hour to make this right. Not 34 minutes, in fact, with stoppage time. Never really felt like it was going to happen. Let's just talk about this. Okay, so we've got problems, okay? We've got big problems, and it's not... I don't want to just go for the, we've lost our unique wingbacks that made us so good in Ben Chilwell and Reece James. Yes, of course, that's massive, but everything's bad. The attack is awful, and it's leaking down the back and making the defense worse. We've got amazing players in, midfield, amazing attackers. The wingbacks is a huge issue, but that's probably why we went for a back 4 system. Alonso was awful in this game. Really bad. And towards the latter stages, he was getting booked, he was fouling people, he was doing awful free kicks, he was, hitting awful corners. Just bad, man. Real bad. And we'll talk about the attack in a moment, but I'm reluctant to just blame the wingbacks because yes, they were important in defending because they were both so good offensively, Chilwell and James, but they were good at defending as well. I don't know, man. I haven't really got a problem with Thiago Silva or Rudiger in this game. They're both world-class defenders. And we conceded on a set piece. He sort of strolled into the box. It was obviously a clever thing designed by Brian and Potter. And by the way, I want to take this opportunity again to just pay my respects. It sounds like they've died. To an excellent Brighton team, man. They're 10 points better off than last season. Maybe even more now after this game, possibly. Maybe an extra point. And they're coached so well. They have no inferiority complex against their opponents. They're like, yeah, we'll beat you, mate. Yeah, we can beat you. Do you know what I mean? And sometimes they do. And often, they've taken... they've taken a couple of points off us this season, home and away, and they probably could have beaten us in that game. In fact, let's just quickly take a look at the stats. Okay, so we had more shots. We had 57% possession, fair enough. We had more shots with 15 to their 9. And we actually won 15 aerials to their 8. They had more dribbles and ball carries, which is probably largely Tariq Lamptey. Oh man. Anyway, look. So the stats. I mean, we've probably should we have won? I don't feel like we should have. Let's talk about player performances. Kepa, fine. Like, I'm not gonna have a go for the goal. Azpilicueta, all right, going forwards, looking a bit tired, going backwards. But even when he's full, he does the right thing in terms of going into that channel and near the byline. But he doesn't do anything creative and magic. But it's not his vibe, is it? It's not his vibe, so he's not going to do it. Alonso, awful. Not going to spend time talking about him. Centre-backs were fine. A little bit disappointed of Rudy getting that dumb yellow card, mouthing off to the ref. The centre-backs were fine. The midfield, Kante's been serviceable, but he's not been N'Golo Kante. I don't think Jorginho was good in this game at all. Correct me if I'm wrong down in the comment section below. But I don't think he was. I don't like digging people out when the whole team have been so bad, but unless it's Alonso in this instance. I don't want to be disrespectful to any of the footballers, right? Because it's not my game. Ziyech was good for about 20 minutes. He was very good, got the goal, so you give him a pass, do you know what I mean? That this formation suits him more, the 4-2-2-2, because he can play in that right channel. So fair enough. I don't think Hudson-Odoi is very good at all. You know, I don't think Mason Mount's been good. I don't think Mason Mount has been good for a little while, despite him being our most successful attacker this season. Most goals, most assists, and probably the most functional in terms of pressing and turnovers, which is important, especially in a Thomas Tuchel side. Doesn't prevent him from being crap recently, which he has been. And then we got Lukaku. I mean, this guy, why did he do that interview, bro? Because the 2 games before that went public, he scored consecutive and looked pretty good. Like, you know, scoring goals and looking good. The interview comes out, the dressing room tears, and Romelu Lukaku looks like he's forgotten how to play football again. Like, looking like the worst version of himself that we saw at Manchester United. Look, we're not going to win the title, so that's fine, but I just spat everywhere. But we want to try and get top 4, man. Like, and we're on a race, like, you know, again, so if Tottenham win all their games in hand, they're 5 points above us, I think, which is mental. Like, we are in a dogfight here, mate. I do think we need some reinforcements in January. You can say, like, Emerson back, great, but I don't know, man. This might be because I'm sentimental after the game. I've been talking a lot about Eden Hazard. I don't expect Eden Hazard to be a talismanic signing. Just something there, come off the bench, do a dribble, do creative, have the fans sing your name. Fans haven't sung your name in years, because not since Chelsea. Lift you up again. He responded to that. Look, man, I'm annoyed. I'm pissed off. But I'm kind of like, not apathetic. I'm kind of like, just whatever. Do you know what I mean? Just like, hopefully we get top 4 and change something, because something needs to be changed. I love Thomas Tuchel. I love that interview he did when he won the Men's Best Award, saying he feels like he can be the best version of himself at Chelsea. We won't get a better coach than Tuchel, certainly at the moment. We deserve to give him loads of time because of what he's given to Chelsea, but he's got to change something. He has my sympathy because it's tricky, and this whole Lukaku problem since the interview has kind of screwed us. Anyway, look, I'm not going to do a long match review. Let me know what you guys think. Comment down below and all that. Like the video, please. Enjoy the football. I'll see you later.
You ain't so tough with that bad boy tuck. I'ma get it how I'm living, I'ma walk the walk. Outline my lines, I rap through thought. Body bag the verse, outlined in chalk. In my life seen trouble, hustle on the double. Silence on the trigger like my pick got a muzzle. Yo, chick like to guzzle, bad boy stay in trouble. I only love this paper, sorry I don't. I laugh me, baby.